Hey, welcome everybody. Um, we are glad to have you here. This is your GM, John, and um, we are happy to have you here. And I'm going to be running the game. We are in episode, is this, I believe, episode 3 or 4? Um, and
Think it maybe four.
yeah, I think 4. So it's been a while. We've had various things that have kept us from playing, so let me kind of recap what's going on. Yeah, episode 4. This is Ghosts of the Amazon, and um, before I do the summary, I want to say hello to Sean,
Hello, hello.
and then hello to Chris,
Hello, hello.
and then lastly hello to Courtney.
Hello, hello, she would say if she's out taking the dogs out real quick before this game starts.
Oh, okay. Well, we just started. Um, so where are we? What's going on? Um, the game started at a big social party in New York, and what was supposed to happen was um, they were supposed to have a special presentation by a Amazon scientist. He's a scientist. He's into Amazonian biology is his thing. He's a naturalist, and his name is Albert Emil Turnzi. And he didn't show up for the soiree. And so the head of the New York chapter, Joffrey Liliamont, um, asked our heroes to go look for him. And they went to the apartment. They found that there was a problem with the apartment. And at the apartment, they found a matchbook for the wow, why can't I think of that word? For the for a club in New York. What's the name of the club, guys? Rescue me.
Uh,
Cotton Club.
The what?
Cotton Club.
The Cotton Club. That's
Club,
it.
yep.
That is
The
exactly it.
old location.
Yes. It was the old Cotton Club, and they also found a contract with Roland and Marwood Steamship Company,
Mhm.
Pier 39, and the ship Stakesby, a cargo ship, and a date. And so we were a day away from that, so our heroes went to the Cotton Club. At the Cotton Club, it seems they just missed some folks that had looked like they might have Albert. And so a car chase ensued. There was some gunfire, some excitement, and our heroes arrived in New Jersey following the cars right as the Hindenburg, with a big Nazi symbol on the side, lifted off, and Albert managed to drop a note to our heroes. And who can remind me what the note said?
um,
Colnisa.
Colnisa, yeah.
Kolniza, that's correct. And so Kolniza, it turns out, is a village in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso. And so our heroes decided that must be where they're taking him. And of course, he's an Amazonian naturalist. We've missed that, but they waited a day to be there and got a package from the cargo ship. And the package had what did the package have in it?
Some rotting flowers and a notebook.
Yes.
And the notebook, right? Um, so um, with those clues, you guys got into an airship, an American airship, and by the way, the notebook identified that as the Folhas da Eternidade, right? And point to Courtney there. So we got in an airship, went to Sao Paulo, and there you went and talked to a professor of science at a recently opened university there, and you since got in the riverboat. You made a stop. There was a young kid, young lad tried to make a robbery. He was shot by Deadeye Fox and died of his wounds. Michael Shambo suggested maybe hanging around is not a good idea, and you guys got back on the ship. And started heading north again. And that has pretty much, I think, up to date. Anything I missed?
Right towards the end there, we saw an Italian plane fly overhead.
That's correct. You did.
I don't know if that's relevant, but
well, you know,
Others are in the hunt for whatever.
You never know what quite is relevant, right? And why am I not seeing the picture of the plane?
It was a Kant. I can't remember the number for it.
7506.
Yeah.
Sorry, a Z506.
Did I not put a picture of that up? Would I tell you to Google it or something?
Yeah, we Googled it.
Oh. Huh. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Well, there we are, folks. So that's where we are. So we're on you guys are on the riverboat going north. Right now you're Louise is operating the boat. He's at the wheel. Andre is talking to Paolo, and it's lunchtime, and you guys are continuing up the river. You can hear all kinds of noise. You know, there's insects buzzing. There's animal calls from the jungle. There is there's the engine. You can smell the engine and you can smell the exhaust, but there's also that heavy Amazon jungle smell, and earthy and wet, and so it's hot. You're sweating. It's humid. It's so yeah, it's noon, and so you're probably up top under the covered deck there, getting a little bit of breeze as the ship moves, as the boat moves, and but staying out of the sun. So what's going on, guys? Talk to me.
That's Paulo. Are planes a common sight? Or how far, and like where is there anywhere on our current travel that a plane would even be able to land?
He says
I guess
some villages have small airstrips. He says planes aren't common, but when you see a plane, they're generally following the river. It's easier to navigate that way.
Okay.
and and most of the villages, most of wherever they're going will be next to the river.
Okay.
There's not so many roads here.
Sure.
So yeah. You guys notice, there's all kinds of life in the rivers. The rivers have always been very active. And, whether it's, seeing fish or seeing whether you're seeing
The caiman, that
the
type of
caiman,
yeah.
yeah, the crocodiles, and yeah, absolutely. So there's always something. Birds, lots of birds, and beautiful, beautiful flowers, and you name it, you're seeing it. So. Yeah, sorry, it took a moment to look at the dog. All right, so let me see.
I'll thumb through I believe I spent time with someone in New York about trying to, I guess, thumb through the book again for any more clues with respects to what we're looking for. I believe it's still a flower. I think there was a picture of it in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe about what he thought the flower would be good for in healing, as my science is kind of geared more towards medicine.
Right. Yeah, you do find sorry, you find notes in there, and really actually detailed notes, and he describes many different health effects. And in there he talks about curing diseases. He talks about and it's almost like it's his working journal, and so
Okay.
he'll have something like curing old age question mark, and so
Okay. Any talk of other people, like he was bouncing ideas off of, that might have been traveling with him?
well,
Or
other
is it
people.
just personal?
No.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
no.
himself.
Yeah, he doesn't mention that. He
I'll ask Luis, did you travel with up this? Did you take Albert this on
no,
this voyage?
no,
Okay.
no, it wasn't him. And it wasn't Andre, your guide, either.
Okay.
So, um,
How often does the boat stop?
um, well, it's coming up to a stop now, but it's just they're going to pull over on the side of the river and feed everybody.
Oh, it's not stopping in another town or anything.
Um, no, they said there was no plans for that, not till you get where you're going.
I think we had talked about trying to make up whatever time. Well, I think we tried to see if we could make up time.
We failed to make up time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we tried to talk him into it and we failed that roll.
Yeah.
So let's not upset the captain.
Yeah, it was,
Just
let's go at night. We'll just drive, and yeah, that didn't go so well. So, all right. But yeah, you guys pull over, and he gives you, he's got a rice and chicken and plantain kind of meal for you guys. And that goes well, and unless there's something else you want to do.
Are we the only passengers on this boat?
Yes. Well, there's um you have, I keep clicking. You have Louise, who's the captain. You have Paulo, who's his sailor or his assistant. You
First
have,
mate.
yeah, first mate. And Andre is your guide.
Okay.
And then there's the three of you. So there's 6 of you on the boat.
I don't know.
And honestly, if we're stopping, if there's no reason to get off the boat, I'm not particularly interested in getting off the boat. And if we're not, I mean, obviously, I think traveling around the boat when it's in motion, trying to keep from falling overboard, honestly, is probably, and no weird wildlife trying to nip at my being, I'll be mindful of. Once we start getting closer, I think, to our destination, I'll really try to keep an eye out for humans, the non-native type.
Mm-hmm.
Other planes, maybe even other boats, particularly, non-engines, canoes and things that might be around.
That makes sense. By the way, I was trying to. I accidentally stole your cards, and I'm sorry. I know you had one, and I don't know how to give you the same card back, so I'm just going to give you a different card. Your adventure card.
Hey,
Yeah, Zorola had one
Me?
too.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And so sorry about that. I tried to reshuffle the turn order cards, and I clicked on the wrong deck. So my bad.
What do I have now?
I don't know. I can't see it on mine.
What do I see?
Click on this and scroll down a little bit
Scroll.
and click on that. Okay. That's not bad.
Okay. All right. So make sure you know what it says, so you know when you can use it.
Oh, so like, even if someone's scared.
All right. So lunch goes great. Um, it's not hot cuisine, but it's always good and certainly filling. And Louise gets the boat underway. And you mentioned wildlife. It's the caiman you're seeing are um, are rather large in this area. You're seeing them at like the 10-foot long size.
holy moly.
What's 10 foot long? Sorry?
Cayman.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
Cayman, big here.
No.
yeah.
Big here.
And our resident hunter actually would tell you that they are Yakare caiman. And
Are they good for anything other than luggage?
oh, it tastes like chicken.
So in a pinch, if you can get one down, take one out.
If you can, yeah, it's you want to wrestle something 10 foot long with teeth.
Are
That's,
there a lot of edible fish in the water too? Or is it just mostly caiman and piranhas and
yeah, there's piranha and stuff, but um, it's there's piranha and stuff, and um, there we go. Yeah, so there are fish though. Yeah. It's a very popular place to fish. I don't know what they are. I could Google it. I'm not going to, but there's things that I mean, even today, people I know go down to Brazil to have fishing safaris and hunt and fish in the rivers. So absolutely,
Just to pass the time, can I just have a fishing pole and go fishing?
absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Oh, I want to fish. What do I do to fish?
I don't know, John. How do you want us?
Survival?
Do you want us to roll survival to fish?
Sure. Um,
I just caught a fish, and you caught a huge fish.
she did catch a huge fish. So
Always went up in
you pull up your fish, and you know it's a good foot long, and you're like, man, look at this, that's awesome. And right as you're taking it off the hook, she starts reeling this thing in, and it's 4 foot long.
I can feed us all.
And you kind of look at your little fish in your hand, and you look at hers. And, oh,
Nice.
yeah, and you're taking that fish off the hook, and there's a bump on the side of the boat.
Oh,
Is the
And
king coming for the big fish?
why don't you two make agility rolls?
Agility. Which one's that? Athletics?
is that athletics?
Oh no, agility.
Oh, agility's
top.
the top. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. So you both manage to, because there's no railing on the side of the boat, as you can see, but you manage to kind of lean back and not fall in, and you see the water just kind of boils right next to the boat, and you see something moving, and it's you've not seen something that big before.
The hell?
And you even almost fell out of your chair. I'm assuming you're up on top there, still reading the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
It's a casual glance at best for whatever they're doing, but
And you see something hit the side of the boat and then went underwater.
Should I do a notice roll to see what I can figure out?
What are we rolling?
I'll ask Paulo. Paulo, what would be big enough to decide to bump the boat?
He looks surprised. I don't know.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
caiman are big. I don't know. This is not normal.
Okay.
So what are you rolling there, Zarola?
I do a notice roll to see what I can find out by looking in the water.
So are you standing, or
God dang.
how are you looking?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm standing. I move to the side of the boat and I look over to get a good look at where the bump was and where the bubbles were in the water.
Okay. All right. So you lean over, and well, I'm going to deal some cards.
It's the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Zarola's had some good rolls this game. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
My notice dies one time.
Mm-hmm.
so we're going to start with Michael. So Michael, you feel the bump on the side of the boat, and you hear them kind of talking like, "What was that?" Going on down there. And are you?
All right, are there life vests?
1937 on an Amazon riverboat? No, not so much.
Where's that little the little circle thingy that you throw in the water?
Yeah, not so much.
Okay. All right.
No,
Well, other than all right, so what I will do is actually now kind of put my stuff away and make sure my 3 points of contact are good, but I will move towards the side of where I saw the boat and like give Luis Luis, what do you think this is? It's a little strange.
Yeah, I don't know, that was a big bump.
Who brings a submarine to the Amazon? And I guess for that reason, I will just try to I'll pay attention. I'll start watching. And I'll start watching around the boat now too. So I know I can see them, but I'm also kind of watching for signs of another thing that would be big enough to bump the boat.
Okay. Huh. All right. So you rolled a 10, which is one raise, and you see a caiman jumping out of the water at your face.
Oh, great.
And you can tell his head is the same size as all the other caiman you've been seeing.
Is it the world's fattest caiman?
Nope, he's not fat. He's really, really long. He's actually probably longer than this boat.
Holy crap.
No.
Okay,
by
well,
a
I'm
lot.
going to jump backwards and get out of the way.
So,
and pull a knife just in case.
Knife, not a gun?
You need something that quick.
Okay. Who do you?
so before he, here's the deal. Before he rolls to see if he bites your face, you have an option. And the option is to defend, right? And so what the defend means is that you can't do anything else this turn except defend, right? But what it does is it gives you a +4 to your parry. And in order for him to hit you, he has to exceed your parry.
Yeah.
Before all this happens, is the caiman in reach of me?
Well, I'm going to go before you. You did notice the cards with the turn order.
Yes, I don't know. I have first strike, which is once per round. As long as I'm not shaken or stunned, the hero gets a free fighting attack against a foe immediately after he moves into reach.
After the foe moves into reach.
Yes.
Okay, so the foe will be in reach when he jumps up to bite her face.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And the question is, does it allow you to interrupt an attack?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's called first reach?
First strike?
First strike.
Is that an edge?
Yeah.
I mean, if it would sound like something like if they had to move and then their next action was to strike because they moved first, that would allow you to jump in. It just sounds like
the bite in her face is the attack.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So he's already there.
But first strike. Once per round, a free fighting attack against a foe immediately after he moves within reach. See free attacks on page 101. A single attack unaltered by other edges or combat options. A fighting or grappling attack, but could include shooting if the attacker is armed with a pistol or other ranged weapon that can fire in melee. So here's what I'm going to do. First, Zerola, are you going to use your normal parry or are you going to defend this round?
I'm defending.
Okay. So you have a +4 to your parry. This is what I'm going to do. Let's do a resisted roll. And roll your agility.
Come on, Captain.
What happened?
Click the D8.
No.
Oh.
You, Mr. First Strike.
Oh, the word.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
You
you
want
got to
me-
go, Captain. Yeah.
You want me to do the agility?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the one that's trying to punch the crocodile.
Yeah.
God dang.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Whatever. It's the same. It's the same D8.
I
I accidentally clicked athletics instead of agility, but they're both a D8. So
yeah, it's good. Okay. Okay. So before I roll to hit, you can roll. What do you have on you?
I would think my officer's saber. It has to be a fighting weapon.
Okay. All right. You do have it on you. That's one of the rules of the game, by the way, is the you have it on you rule.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, I thought so.
The game really wants me to have that. I'm gonna re-roll it again.
Oh gosh. There you go.
All right, I'll take the 6.
All right.
3-3.
Is that a hit?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, because no other. Yeah. Not a surprise, and that's not going to beat his parry. So no. He's moving fast, and you swipe right past him. So, what is your parry there, Zerola, with the +4?
13.
Your parry right now is a 4.
What's a parry? I thought he meant my die when I wrote.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's right. It's between pace and toughness. So pace, parry,
Parry's
tough.
4 +4 is 8.
8. So he has to beat an 8.
So he's gonna roll.
He's gonna roll.
Yeah, and
Eight.
so
At my face.
Not in the face.
not in the face. And so he misses.
Oh, thank goodness.
He actually, so he
Yeah,
misses.
scar this beautiful face.
That face has helped us out a lot.
Yeah, one of my edges is beauty.
Not the face. Not the face. Whoop. Let's go back there.
That is an interesting question. If somebody gets injured in the face, can they lose their beauty edge?
Yes. Yeah, that definitely can happen. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't still be beautiful.
Only
Well,
on
no,
the
that happens
inside.
all the time. So what would happen is, you probably, what would happen is you would lose the edge, but you would gain a hindrance.
Wow.
Should also depend on the scar.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess you'd have to roll on like some kind of table for a scar.
Yeah, and it would depend. I mean, this game isn't really about. There's optional rules called gritty damage, and the only time that really happens is imagine an Indiana Jones movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if a crocodile bit Indiana Jones and pulled him into the water, um, he would only come out with a mark or something if it was for the plot, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, we have to remember the genre we're in and the genre we're in. You're probably, I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it most often won't happen unless you arrange it and we decide, okay, yeah, let's do this, and it's you use it as a way to advance your character the way you want to, right? I mean, that's generally the way that's going to go.
Yeah.
Plus, even if that happens, you could have thrown a Benny in and soaked the damage, right?
Yeah.
There,
There are
there's,
ways around it.
yeah. So.
Okay.
But he misses. So you lean back just in time, and these massive jaws, the jaws are probably 12 feet long, snap right in front of you, and the thing falls back in the water.
You'll just see that.
And with that 10 you rolled for can I identify it, you're like, wow, yeah, that's a Yukari caiman, largest I ever saw. So yeah, you clearly know exactly what that is.
And we're almost bitten by it.
And so, all right, Captain Jack, it is your turn for having a real turn.
Is he still like visible in the water?
He's kind of not exactly. I mean, you can see something down there.
I'll put away my saber, pull out my rifle, and aim.
Okay, you're gonna spend your turn aiming.
Can I hit him in the water?
He's not clear. I mean, you can take a shot, but
I didn't know if normal water physics apply, where if like anything under a foot, you can't hit it.
Yeah, normal water physics apply.
So, yeah, I think I'll aim and just get ready for him to come to the surface.
Okay. Aiming for a turn is going to give you a bonus, but you spend your whole turn aiming. And let's see, aim. Okay. Yeah, so the fact that you're aiming, it does two things for you, and we've never actually done that, so let me talk about it. So if you spend your turn aiming, you can ignore 4 points of penalty for range, cover, called shot, scale, or speed penalties.
What is scale?
You remember in our last Rifts game how you had a bonus to hit because the thing was so much bigger than you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Right? So if you're trying to hit a
Something
squirrel
small.
or something, right?
Yeah,
You would
okay.
have a minus to your scale.
Okay.
So you can ignore four points of penalty because of whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or you can add +2 to your roll.
Okay.
But you have to use this bonus on your first action in the next turn.
Okay.
And not your first strike, because you can't use a bonus for first strike.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So let's deal some cards.
Did Michael Shambo go already?
He went first.
Okay.
All right. How about that? Yeah, I'll hang on to that and see what's in the river. How about that? It's the same exact.
Order.
It's the same order, but different cards.
Oh, I didn't even notice they were different. So he drew, and it came out in the same order that it was last round.
Oh, I can turn on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run and go get Miss Fox's rifle.
Okay.
And if that's enough time to get it and come around the corner and says, "Here, dear, let's deal with this appropriately."
That'll work. The river here apparently is really deep, and Lewis tells you that. He says, you know, we can tell by the color of the water that it's really, really deep here. And right as he's saying that, the boat is knocked. It actually, the entire boat tilts, and it's a blow from the opposite side. And
The
so,
hell?
agility checks from everybody, please.
Oh, jeez.
I might reroll mine.
Sweet Jesus.
There we go. Well, hopefully, but
Reroll mine.
no. Would you?
Yeah, you got a wild card win
Yeah.
of a 4, unless of course there's.
Let me see. I'm sorry. So Zerola got a 4, which is a success. You've got a 6 there with an exploding 6. And the captain got a 5. Yeah, all successes. Everybody manages to hang on to the boat. Luis is upstairs behind the wheel, and this is a family show, so I won't repeat what he says, but it's a very colorful language. And so your turn, Captain Jack.
Is the Cayman visible now?
He hit and was under the water, and the hit was on the opposite side of the boat from you.
I don't really know what I can do then. Here. Yeah, I'll take one side of the boat. You take the other side. I'll move to the other side of the boat and then resume. Well, I'll move to the other side of the boat, and can I see him from the other side of the boat?
Again, you can see something in the water, but you know, I mean, the water's it's not Caribbean water here. It's you know, it's beyond what you could shoot through. It's just dark water. So yeah, something's moving in there.
Okay. I'll continue aiming because I need him to come to the surface, and I'll shout to Michael, "Can you get some kind of meat to use as a lure that we can throw over the edge?"
Okay. All right. Zerola?
Well, you can use your little fish.
That's true. I guess we don't really need to. We could just throw our fish over the edge. I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, I guess I'll grab his 1-foot fish that he caught and
You throw my fish over the edge.
I'm saving my 4-foot fish. I'm using his as bait to try to lure the caiman out of the water so that Jack Douglas can see the caiman.
All right. So do me a favor real quick. Look at this boat real closely, okay? I want to remind you of something here. That you've got a 2-foot ledge that you guys are standing on the side of the boat, right? But there's no railing. I just wanted to remind you of that.
Oh, I think there's
If you're showing us the boat, we can't see it.
Oh, right. Sorry.
looking at the scary thing.
Bam. There you go. Sorry. I sometimes look at different pictures than you guys to remind me of stuff.
Uh,
So thank you for letting me know.
Wait, so where are we?
are we on the
So
bottom ledge?
you two, you see the open door?
Yeah.
That's where the not the white door, the black door that's open right in the middle. That's where you two were standing.
Okay.
Well, that's scary. Should I still try to lure it or no?
And you can throw it out a little ways from us.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm on one side of the boat and you're on the other. Are you gonna throw it on your side?
No.
You're gonna come around to my side?
Can I like go up in the front part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
got
go
it.
up to the front part and I'm gonna go fish. So
Okay.
you can hopefully see it from your side.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me deal some cards.
I'm gonna be the front of the boat.
Um. All right. So you throw the fish in the water, and Paulo comes up. He ran below deck, and Luis told him to go check things out. And Paulo comes up and he says, um, um, "It's not leaking yet, but there's some damage to the boat." And about that time, when he gets up to tell Luis that, the Cayman jumps out of the water, and his head, if you guys are looking at the boat, his head is here, right?
Okay.
His front legs are here,
Wow.
and his rear legs are here.
The hell out of here. Fucking dino.
The hell
Croc.
Chinese dragon kind of Cayman is this?
And he's kind of half in, half out of the boat, but he's trying to pull himself up on the boat. And you're Zerola. I'm guessing you're right about here.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to pull himself up towards you, and the boat is leaning because there's
Oh yeah.
a whole bunch of tons hanging on the side of the boat. So,
I'm gonna shoot
Jack,
Well, I have to go
Oh.
first.
it. You gotta shoot at it.
Which side of the boat
you're
am
on
I?
the other side.
Okay. With boat leaning, I'll run around to the other side. And
Are you
take a
coming
shot.
from? Are you coming from the stern or from the back of the boat?
The stern.
Okay. What's the back of the boat? Here's the Air Force guy trying to remember what boat terms are
Is it
called.
the aft?
Aft. It is aft. The stern or
Aha!
the aft. There you go. There's a Benny. I'm going to give you a Benny for knowing aft.
Wait, isn't stern the rear and bow is the front?
Are we both wrong? Which one's which?
Back,
There's
that's
more
what
than one.
Stern is the back. The bow is the front.
Oh, stern is back.
What is
Yeah.
aft?
I have
Aft
no
is
idea.
back also, right?
I don't
But I
know.
knew port is left.
Well, yeah, and you know that because they both have 4 letters.
Yes. And starboard is the right side.
Yes, yeah.
Not starboard. I thought that when I was younger.
Stern.
Starboard.
Aft. At, near, or toward the stern of a ship.
So it's again the rear.
Yeah.
Stern after rear.
Yeah.
The front of the boat is called the bow, while the rear of the boat is called the stern. Hey, there we go. Parts of a boat. Hull.
Wow.
The gunwale. Oh, this is fun. Freeboard draft. There we go. Aft. The area towards the stern of the boat. Well, where's the difference between the aft and the stern? I don't think we're going to worry about that.
There's a giant thing on the side of our
From-
thingy,
From
and
what I just read, aft refers to the back direction on the inside of the boat, and the stern is in the back direction outside of the boat.
Well, there you go.
So
Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. All right, Joe. It's all right, Captain. So you've run around. So are you coming by the stern or the bow?
the bow.
There we go. Okay. So you run up and you're standing next to Zerola, and you
Pull out my rifle and shoot.
all right.
This time without aiming, I guess, because I had to move.
Yes. Apologies.
And that's awful. So I'm going to spend that newfound penny. That's a lot better.
Wow, that's a raise. So so here's what's going to happen because we have a raise, right?
Mhm.
So first off, you're just going to hit, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is roll our normal damage.
Okay.
Okay. Now, because you have a raise, you get to go ahead and roll a exploding 6 and add it to whatever you rolled.
Okay. Exploding 6.
Okay, so you got 14. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Also, I just realized the bonus damage that automatically rolls is an exploding 6. In the future, we could probably just use that. But
where does it say that?
if you hover over it, it says D6 exclamation point, which is exploding.
Oh yeah. D6 explanation is exploding. Yes.
Yeah. So in the future, we can use that. But I'll go with the 2 because I rolled it.
So here's what's going to happen. So you have a raise from the toughness of the critter. Okay.
Mhm.
So had you beat his toughness, he would be shaken. But now you have a raise, so he's shaken and wounded.
Ooh.
Okay? So he's shaken and he has 1 wound. Zerola.
Yes. I'm also gonna shoot at it.
You gotta use that big gun for once.
I don't know what my big one is.
Scroll down. It is your Savage Model 99.
I'm gonna use my Savage Model 99.
And that's the thing that Michael ran up and handed to you.
Yes. Thank you, Michael Shambo.
You can click this.
no, thank you. I think we're gonna have Gator here in a minute, and you a new pair of boots. Pow! See what the hell?
Jesus.
All right. So here's what happens.
She's just got 3 raises.
Right? Is it 3? Let me do the math. So you
Almost
need a
4.
4. A first raise is an 8. The second raise is a 12.
Oh yeah, sorry, two raises, not 3.
And so the third raise would be a 16. So you have 2 raises, right? So so go ahead. Now I think I think no matter how much over, you only get one.
That would make sense because that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But we do have a beast the size of a boat hanging on our boat.
It is a very large. Where is the free attack grappling mounted multi? Let me make sure though. Shotgun, push, prone, offhand. Ba, ba, ba.
Lunatic. Oh.
Yeah, regardless how many. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so what's the rate of fire of your weapon?
Um,
Is it 1?
One.
yeah, 1.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Click.
Oh, on here.
Yeah, roll damage. Check it again.
All right. And then go ahead and roll a d6.
You want to count the 5 that's already rolled?
No. Oh, is that? That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that saves time. That's a good idea. So absolutely.
This
Okay, so that'll be a 16.
automatically rolls it.
Which gives you a raise. Yeah, just 1 raise. And he's already shaken, so what's going to happen is you're going to do 2 wounds. So there's 3 wounds on the Cayman right now. And he's still shaken. Michael, last we heard, you were standing in that doorway I described and had handed the gun, and so you're looking at
the middle of this beast.
The middle of the thing.
Okay, this is science, guy. Look, I'm trying to use the door as leverage, and I want to basically kick it off the boat. I've already heard 2 shots go off, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm confident that my peeps know how to shoot. So I'm hoping that with a good, solid, swift kick on the middle of its guts, it should be able to fall off the boat. It's barely hanging on.
Okay. All right. The door is a sliding door, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Right. So you can't slam the door into him.
No. But I want to be able to. Oh. But I can't hold on to basically the walls of the boat to give me,
Yeah, the door frame or something to try to kick. So this is going to be a grappling attack. Basically, is what we're going to do.
Okay.
And so it's going to be an opposed roll.
Okay.
So go ahead and.
My fighting, right?
Probably. Let me look up something real.
Kick
quick.
to wound, Michael Shambo.
That's right. It didn't. I took all my human medicine classes, not my where to kick an alligator. And Wolfman's got nards.
I had that in my head before you said it. That is, as soon as you said that, I heard Wolfman has nards. I am looking up to see. I'm actually looking up the scale table. Index for the win. $97 or 106. Must be 106. Where's the big one?
The hell?
Is this it? That's it. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so the scale modifier is going to be a 2 because humans are size 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this thing is a size 6.
Oof.
And creatures may not generally grapple a foe more than 2 sizes larger than themselves,
No.
unless they have exceptional reach or strength for their size.
Never mind.
So, Mr. Science Guy, I'm going to let you, you're estimating this thing's size is about 8 tons.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I thought the door would be some leverage, but yeah, no, you're talking about that's too big. It's like kicking a car. This boat.
Yeah,
okay.
He's bigger than a car.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, after rethinking that particular maneuver, I'm already down there. I'll grab my machete.
Okay.
And give him a hack.
Give him a hack. So you guys need to visualize. This is what happens. Michael, he starts to wedge himself in the door frame and hauls back his foot to kick, and then pauses a second, and he mumbles under his breath, and he says, "Length, width, height, approximately 8 tons," and pulls out his machete and hacks it.
Yes.
So
pi equals MC squared, Pythagorean theorem.
yeah. So and now that I've actually looked that up,
that meme was Zach Galifianakis from
yeah.
talking about its numbers.
Yeah, numbers start going through my head right before an action, and then I hit it with my machete.
So give yourself a +2 because he's bigger, and
okay.
And apologies to you guys, +2 for you guys too for scale.
All right, so swinging a machete is still under my fight skill, though, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, here it comes. Hi-ya! Ha!
All right, so you're going to hit. Now, when we're shooting, we're using the target number 4. When you're doing melee, we're actually going up against a creature's parry, right?
Right.
So that's a really good roll, and you're going to hit him, but you're not 4 points higher than his parry.
Got it.
And, parry is, when we're thinking parry, we're thinking about 2 guys with fencing swords, right?
Right.
But like in this particular case, even though it's under the parry stat, maybe it's his scales on the side. Your machete glances off because you didn't beat his parry, right?
Got it.
But you did, and so
soft
go ahead
underbelly.
Yeah.
I need a machete's damage because I don't.
Okay.
The sap was what I had. I said I took a machete in addition, but didn't put it under weapons.
That's okay. Let me look up machete. Not that book. Not that book. Maybe this book. Well, it's got pistols. Okay. It will either go with machete or lasers, pistols, melee weapons. Molecular knife. Okay, let's go short sword then. Do we have a short sword? There we go. Okay. Do you have a 6 strength?
What's
your strength? D6?
Yes.
Okay, good, because you need that to use it. So it's going to be your strength
Uh-huh.
plus a d6. So basically 2d6. And they should both be exploding.
How do I turn the strength into D's?
Just do in chat. We can fix your character sheet later, but in chat you can just do 2d6x. Isn't that how you can do that? What's the command to roll something? D6 exclamation. Huh. All right. Well, do you see on the left of your screen? There's like a vertical
Yes.
bar.
Yeah. Oh, I see it.
So
And it says D4, D6, D8.
yeah. Now in the upper right, make sure you click on the exclamation P before you click on, and then make sure you click on the 2 next to the D6.
Got it. All right. Click there. And then the 2 next to the D6. Okay. Coming at you.
Okay. So you got a 6. You rolled a 1 and a 5. And you
Strength.
right, because your strength is a d6,
Yep.
and then the weapon does a d6.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Yes.
So
Bang.
yeah, brain. You're like, ah! It bounces off, and your hand is vibrating as it
Yeah.
travels past your head.
Still an 8-ton beast. Okay.
All right. Time to deal cards. All right. So it's apparently I'm going to go first here. So it's going to lunge forward right at Captain Jack. It's going to lunge at you.
What happened? Michael didn't wound it?
No.
No. No, he didn't beat the toughness.
Yeah. No, I hit it well, but it hit a large scale.
And then he.
I thought he did beat the.
He rolled a
he
6.
he beat the parry. He didn't.
Yes.
Beat the
Yes.
toughness.
But didn't beat the toughness.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Wow.
So he's lunging at me.
He lunges at you, and when he lunges, he pushes on that railing on the front of the ship to kind of get him there, and the railing breaks and falls in the water, and so instead of getting leverage to get at you, he kind of his mouth and his body slam literally right in front of you. So
Okay.
you can feel his slobber hits you in the pants, both of you, and you can feel his hot breath on both of you. So Michael, you saw it move forward about a foot.
Okay.
Is he in range now?
He's an inch from your leg.
Is it your turn though? Because he reshuffled.
My understanding is it's immediately. He has moved within my range.
Oh, you are correct, sir. Yeah, take your first strike.
Yeah.
And you would use whatever weapon, because you didn't specify, I don't think, when you took this that it's melee, did you?
It is.
Did you have to?
My understanding is, yeah, it's one free fighting attack, not a shooting.
I thought I read that. I thought it could be shooting.
Oh, I mean, if it can be shooting, that'd be awesome.
Well, let's read. Once per round, as long as he's not shaken or stunned, the hero gets a free fighting attack against a foe immediately after he moves into reach. You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
So you're going to smack him with your sword again?
Yeah.
That's not going to get past his parry.
Ugh.
+2. You're going to get a +2. 101. It said no bonuses. Free attacks are single attacks unaltered by other edges or combat options. Okay, so the scale's not an edge or a combat. What did I just say?
Combat option.
Combat option. What's a combat option?
So I guess that'd be like aiming.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Aiming's not going to help you, but you're aiming, you're swinging at the broadside of a barn here. So even with the +2, you didn't beat the parry.
Oh. Why not?
So what do you do?
I'm taking another, I'm redoing it.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
always say you don't hit reroll, you hit it over there.
Why?
Because you do better when you hit it from there instead of hitting reroll.
Oh. I think that's just a luck
Are we
thing.
getting superstitious with the software?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'm just not hitting this thing with my sword, no matter how much I want to.
Okay, you're not going to use another one?
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so
You want me to?
Yes, just do it.
All right,
just
one more.
You only live once.
Let's
Give it
see.
another
Let's see the
shot.
superstition here. Will a 7 do it?
no.
Why do you add it?
Because it's a +2 for size, so I'm adding +2.
Yeah, the 2 he rolled had nothing to do. That's just coincidence.
All right.
You've got to turn again in where you'll
Yeah.
be able to use your rifle, which is probably going to do more damage than the sword anyway.
Yeah.
So Zarola.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Michael. I don't know what I'm doing. Michael. Your turn, sir.
Now I'm gonna try to give it one more whack since I'm facing the non-threatening part of it.
There's no teeth down here.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the gut. So I'm trying to make sure I get a good swat. All right, here we go. Fight. Miss Fox needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, that's not going to beat the parry.
Nope.
You can use a Benny if you care to.
We don't know, but yeah, it's at least an 8. Because a 7 didn't do it.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that.
So why is he rolling fighting? What is he trying to do?
He's trying to hit it with a machete.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the big gun again.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to roll the Savage model line.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh mon dieu!
Your
Finish.
4, I think, hits though.
So 4 hits.
So
Oh,
you're
then I
okay.
do damage.
Yeah. Do it again.
All right.
Maybe?
Yeah.
So he did make, by the way, I should have said it out loud. I'm sorry. He did make his vigor roll, so he's not shaken. So you've beat his toughness, so he's now shaken again.
Oh,
So he's still with 3 wounds, and he's shaken again. So go ahead and Jack.
And last Benny.
You don't need a Benny.
Okay. Can I recall that?
Well, no. I'll give you one back if you want. But here's the deal. Here, because you've got a +2 for scale, so you've got a 5, which is a hit.
Forgot. Yeah, I forgot about
right?
that.
Now, if you want to spend the Benny, you can re-roll to try to get a raise.
No, I'll hold on to it.
Okay, let me give you that Benny back.
I still got an hour and a half of gameplay. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Who knows what's going to happen? All right, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Hey, possibly.
So you hit him, and there's a spit there. And what happened when you shot, instead of shooting down at his head, you shot a little bit horizontally, and the bullet just kind of ricochets down the top of his back and goes into the jungle on the other side of the river.
Well, maybe I'll use that Benny now to actually reroll this damage.
Oh,
All right.
Hopefully a 10 cuts it.
A 10 cuts it. He's already shaken, so you've put a wound on him.
Okay.
And so he's got 4 wounds right now. All right. And so let me deal some cards.
He's still alive?
He's still alive. He's a big boy.
What the heck? The big Cthulhu monster didn't he have 4?
All right. So he doesn't like that. He's going to take a bite at you.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And what's your parry?
6, I think. Yeah, it's a 6.
All right. So he misses. But he
No, I have edges that impact my parry.
he pulls the rest of his body more forward along that side of the boat, and the boat is still kind of listing there to the right side, to the starboard side, and which allows him. He's got a foot that he's going to push in through that doorway you're at there, Michael, and so.
Enough to get through the door.
The hell?
What's your parry? Oh, he
Mine?
misses. Yeah, I rolled a 3. Whatever
Yeah.
your parry is, I'm sure it's higher than a 3.
Correct. It's 5.
Yeah, but he did. There wood splinters kind of fly in with a foot that comes through as he pushes his way up the front of the ship. Zerola.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, first attack there, sir.
Oh. So here's where I don't know if it'll work. I mean, it's when a enemy moves into reach. If he stays into reach, can I continue to use it?
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. As soon as I said that, I was going to let you do it because I said it.
Yeah, and I'd love
but
to, but it seems a little broken to be able to repeatedly
once
attack
per
twice.
round.
This is once per round. That's just confusing.
Once per round, as long
We
as
all
he's not
attack.
shaken or stunned,
I understand what once
the
per
hero
round.
gets a free fighting attack against a
But
foe
it says
immediately after he
round.
moves into reach. 101.
If it says once per round, then like why couldn't you use it again?
Because it says when he moves into reach. So like he's crossed the line. If he stays over the line, is that still moving into reach? Like he stayed in reach.
Move closer.
You know what? Go ahead. Tonight I'm going to let you use it that way. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll later tonight I'll post to the Savage Worlds group.
This game doesn't want me to ever use my first reach, so
so there you go. So so now we're at Zerola. Now you can move and shoot. Just want you to know, and there is a staircase right there.
I'm gonna move out of reach of the caiman and then shoot.
So you're gonna go to the top of the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot again with the same weapon. Let's get a new pair of shoes.
So that's a raise.
Oh, and then damage.
Yeah.
So because you got a raise, go ahead and roll your exploding d6.
which would be that 5.
Oh, which is the 5, right. So that's 14, which is a raise on damage. And I made my vigor roll.
He's shaken with a wound.
Yeah, it's going to be shaken with a wound.
How long does he take to get over his first shaken?
Every turn, when you're shaken, every turn, the first turn, I keep forgetting to say I'm doing it, but at the beginning of the turn, you make a vigor roll to see if you defeat your shaken.
Yeah.
Oh.
So before the caiman moves.
But you know that he can't attack if he hasn't made his vigor roll, so.
It's because he attacked me, he made his.
Yeah. I should say he made his vigor roll, and now he's going to attack you.
Like, oh.
I'll try to do better. Captain Jack.
Temporary stun. I'm going to move back out of reach.
Up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot. So we're now at 5 wounds on this caiman?
You are.
Oh,
Jesus.
man.
A big boy.
Okay, so that's going to hit.
There we go.
There we go. So that is for damage. I don't know if there's a. Let me see how many extra wounds you get for raises.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so here's what happens. So 14, 18. So you got 2 raises. So at 10, you applied a wound. At 14, you got a raise, and at 18, you got a raise. So you did 3 wounds to him, which is a total of 8 wounds. And he's managed to pull himself enough on the ship that he just kind of goes limp, and you have this giant head filling up the the bow of the ship here, and you see where you are, Michael. You see that foot just kind of go limp,
All right.
and catch in the door, which tells you that. But unless you're going to walk on this thing, you're not going to be able to go out that door.
Got it. I'm not walking on it. In fact, I'm probably going to hit it right now.
You're going to hit it? Okay, go ahead.
Is it dead? And hit and swipe. All right, hold
on. Yeah, I'm going to say that's going to hit. You're not going to defeat his parry, but that's going to hit because he's a incapacitated target. So go ahead and roll your damage, which are 2d6, both exploding.
Oh, now it goes.
cut off that leg. Or
bam! Yeah, you cut a big chunk out of his leg, and slice. You just about slice half his foot off. Fantastic.
I got it!
Good job, Shambo.
Doing good work.
So the boat is listing with 8 tons of caiman on one side, and
Andre Paulo, do we need is caiman worth anything? Do you need its body for skins or food or anything? If not, can we just kick it off?
Bring myself some new boots.
He's making one heck of a rug. People make even lizard skin rugs.
Lizard skin rug.
I guess there's very few lizards big enough to turn into a rug.
Yeah, his
Louis-
face is a little messed up. There's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of bullet holes in it.
Yeah.
And you guys can see the tail. The tail goes about 20 feet behind the boat.
You may
God
lose
damn.
your dress.
I'll make a lizard skin dress. I'll make a statement.
So what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't have taxidermy skill, so I think we
A
should just
big
kick.
game hunter. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna make an outfit and some new shoes. And
She's
we can
got-
eat the meat.
Let me see what we got here.
We'd have to pull over, try to figure out how to get it off the boat in order to have room to cut it all up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna pull over anyway just to get him off.
And blood and guts is only going to attract more. I really don't want to see another one of these things.
Oh. Does it matter if it's caiman? Will it still attract other caiman?
Piranha, it's the jungle. Life will come.
Yeah. There's large cats in the jungle.
Oh,
You've shot them before. You remember this.
I remember.
So, Luis is yelling down from the top, "The boat can't take it."
Yeah.
I
All right, just push it off.
All right. So,
There goes
give
my
me a combined, all three of you working together, strength rolls.
Wow, I'm weak.
I was trying to see Shambo coming in with his Hulk strength.
That's hilarious.
I use science. I put a pole and a
There you
paddle
go.
underneath something and leverage, and I just rolled him off.
Man, and that foot just slides right out the
Out
door.
the door. Yeah.
And when you
exactly.
get that foot unwedged from the door, that slides into the water, and then he just kind of slides backwards then, because his most of his weight now is in the water, and it just pulls his head right off the deck and into the water, and he's floating there in the river now.
Ugh. Take out my smartphone, take a picture. I mean,
1937.
yeah. Where's that?
Set up your tripod. Take
Yeah,
your tripod and take a picture.
Yep, and phosphorus, right?
Yeah, well, it's not Civil War.
Okay.
But yeah, it's you probably have a let me Google that. I'm pretty sure that camera 1937 view by period, the Canon Museum, accept all cookies. Show me 1937. Post-war. I want pre-war. Maybe I shouldn't have looked up Japan. Canon is Japan. We don't want. What kind of cameras were used in the Kodak box cameras? Were inexpensive and very simple in use. Did they have cameras in 1939? Yeah, the 35 millimeter,
Yeah.
standard 35 millimeter.
Yeah, the other
Okay.
cameras.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, you pull out your camera, and you can take a picture of that.
Yeah, probably one before we kick it in the water and then kick it in the water.
Yeah, the foot wedged in the doorway
Yeah.
for scale.
Well, I'll run around the front to take a pic. Yeah, for scale or that fact that I can take
Or run
a picture.
around the front. You can do
Yeah.
that.
Run
Hey,
around
Zarola.
front, take a.
Make a survival roll for me.
Oh my.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, it doesn't really apply here, but it kind of applies here. I'm going to give you a +2 to your roll because of the scale difference.
Okay.
And before you push it in the water, So that gives you a 5, so it's not a raise, but it is a success. You're able to get a patch
I thought it was really
of
cool.
hide off it, and for boots or purse or something in the boots/purse range.
Boots.
Boots.
And
Boots.
but now,
For yourself, or are you just saving the hide for later?
well, you've got enough. Yeah, you're gonna have to save it for later because you don't have boot making skills. But you know, you've done enough hunting and stuff. You know that guy in New York that does boots,
Mm-hmm.
and so you just need to get him enough material, and so you're gonna clean the meat off it and put some salt on it and put it on the roof, let the sun bake it a little bit, or do however one cures caiman hide, and there you go.
Yay.
And Luis says, I want out of this deep part of the water.
Yeah, if we're gonna run into those things.
And off he goes.
What's this?
Mm.
So the damage you have, the front of the ship, the that railing on the right front of the ship has been broken off, and it's not leaking, but the boards on the left side of the ship are damaged. You can see that they're not quite as in line as they used to be. So there is some damage there to the boat. So Luis drives forward till night. You guys have that giant fish because you threw the small fish in the water. So you have your giant fish he cooks up for dinner and some rice. And
The giant fish that the caiman was after. And if we just threw the giant fish in, the caiman would have left us alone.
and so you have that for dinner. And he gives you some fried plantains for dessert.
I love those.
Me too. Too much sugar for this diabetic, though.
Oh.
But there you go. So anything you want to do tonight?
Some sleep after that scare.
Yeah, good sleep. All right. So everybody sleeps. You guys are woken in the morning by the ship starting to move. And
I'm going to want to ask one of the captain or Zarola, hey, if you guys got an extra firearm, because if things that big are coming at us, I might want to at least attempt to shoot things.
I got you, buddy.
Thank you.
so you don't, on your character sheet, have a weapon? You just have the sap?
I have the sap and the machete.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
I don't really have because if I do shooting, it's going to be whatever the agility base is.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
By the way, for the record, Chris, it had 6 wounds, and you guys did 8.
Wow.
You know, your final shot there did 3 to it. You're at 5, you know, and you did 3 wounds. So you're... Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a Benny for that massive.
Thank you.
That's the extra things.
Yeah.
I'll give Michael Shambo my Browning high-power 1935 pistol, so that the better pistol, so in case he needs it.
Okay. All right. So in the morning, you guys start heading up water, and it is Paulo that's driving the boat, and you can hear hammering and such. The captain is using some spare lumber to reinforce the side of the boat just in case. And towards evening, you guys come up on a village. And Louise says, we have arrived at Kolniza.
All right. Okay.
So, just on the left side of this picture, just off, there's a little wooden dock. Not much of one, but there is one. And he pulls the boat up to kind of, makes a T with that little dock. And by the way, you did see some. You asked me about that, Sean. You did see some canoes as you were getting close.
All right.
And
But natives look like they're on them.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Locals.
Locals.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I won't say natives. I'll say locals.
Got it.
Well, native would imply local, I guess. Not indigenous tribes.
Understood.
So yes. And Andre tells you that Luis and Paulo are going to stay on the boat and see what they can do about repairs. And he says he'll follow you into the village. The opposite side of the river is another dock, small dock, and you can see that instead of being all these trees and forest, it's what you see basically pointing right at a diagonal to the river, 45 degrees from the river, is a open dirt area with an open dirt area with a that Italian aircraft on it.
Mm. So, more visitors.
I think we should search the area and be careful.
All right. Well, I don't have. Andre got us here.
I can't find my note.
Fernando in Kolniza.
Just say, what was the name of that airplane?
It was a Comte.
Was
She has the
it
number right now.
Z506?
Okay, right. All right. Was that with a K or a C?
Let's see. I think.
I feel like I'm missing half my notes today, and I can't figure out. Maybe I put them someplace else. There we go. I remember now. Yes, that's the ship, and it's actually, or that's the plane, and it's actually in the water across the river.
Mm.
Let me put it up.
It's like a boat plane.
Yes, it is.
Pontoon plane, something.
There we go. Give me 2 seconds and I'll put it up here on the stream. Da, da, da. Go ahead and talk amongst yourself while I'm doing that.
The last bit of information I got, there should be a Fernando somewhere, hopefully available to us, that could take us to where the Quahiva are, possibly.
The tribe.
Yeah, the tribe.
All right.
Huh.
So there's the plane. All right. So, yes. You tell Andre
Andre.
you're looking for
Yeah.
who?
Fernando.
Fernando. Right. Right. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So he
gotta
takes you into the village, and Andre tells you that it's a trading village, right?
Okay.
And so people come upstream, and it's whether it's doing trading or various tribes that people do know about come here and meet here, and and also it's a place where people either fish from. People come here to fish. People come here to hunt. And you've not been to this particular village, Zorola, but you've been to similar things, right? So you start your little expedition here, and your guide takes you out in the forest, in the jungle, and you know do your big game hunting. Um, and um, so he takes you there, and he says most of the houses you're seeing belong to um, the people that live in the village. Most of them are just where people would be. He said, but there's right here. He said this one right here. Did I? Yeah, I displayed that right. So this one right here, he takes you in, and you see the stairs go right up to it, and it's kind of um, uh, a meeting place. And when you get there, um, some people offer you some fish and some rice.
Mm.
So
All right. Thank you.
after a while, Andre's kind of asking around, and they find Fernando. And
All right.
um, he comes over, and he's smoky. He's got a little bit of his cigar left, and he says with his heavy, thick Portuguese accent, accented with cigar smoke, um, in Portuguese, which again translated through Andre, how can I help you?
I'll let him know that we're friends with Professor Albert, a friend of ours, and we're looking to find him and pick up and help him with his studies.
He says,
John, do you mind if we take a short break?
short break. Now we have an hour left, but yes, absolutely, short break.
Dogs just want to go out real quick.
I understand. I'm going to use the small room. Be right back. I'm back. I don't know if anybody else is.
All right.
Welcome back. I guess it takes
Understand my listen to my card. It's called Betrayed.
Oh, okay.
A trusted friend turns against you, allying with your foes, and spills your secrets. You get a point of conviction, or refresh your starting bennies if conviction isn't in play. I'm not sure how I would use that.
Let me see if we're using conviction. Well, page 136. Alexa, turn on the office light. It just suddenly got really dark in here. Conviction is a special award granted when a character experiences a great victory or catastrophic misfortune. If possible, use a themed token to note the award, maybe a marshal's badge for Deadlands, a Benny of a different color, a toy doubloon for 50 fathoms, and so on. Conviction can be spent to add D6 to a final trait or damage total. This die can ace, and its result is added to the final total. Conviction tokens aren't bennies and can't be used as such. They are kept between sessions, but a player can never have more than one at a time. So basically, conviction is a special token that you get to keep with you until you use it, even between sessions, and it adds a D6 to any roll, to damage or a trait roll. So how you would use it is an ally, right? A trusted ally.
Mm-hmm.
So Luis or Paulo or Andre or by ally, you're not going to use it against another player character because then you're telling them how their character acts, right?
Yeah.
So not against another character, but against an NPC ally. All of a sudden, suddenly they're a traitor and something bad happens. And what you get out of doing that is you get a token that gives you a D6 bonus to a dice roll.
Got it.
So
Okay.
in a way, it's fun because it adds a dramatic twist to the story.
Sure.
That you get to create when you want to, and your reward is, and you said it also refreshes your bennies, right?
If conviction's not being used, so
if
you decide, if you decide you're not using it, so I could have that same scenario play out, and if I had no bennies, and typically we start with 5 or 4.
Typically with 4.
Typically start with 4. You would, if I didn't have any, you'd be like, oh, okay, here's your 4 back, and that could be in the middle of the game when I've used them already.
Right.
Or I guess could get a whole 4 more. Or it says refresh, so no, I would have had to have used them all.
Was that 106? Nope. You remember what page I said that was?
36? 136?
Yeah, 136. That sounds familiar. There it is. Well, let me look at the settings we're using and see if they mention conviction, because it is a special rule. '84. All right, let me read this one. So I'm kind of combining two sets of rules. Both of them are for the pulp genre. I find some things I like from one and some things I like for the other. And
All right.
so, but the first one's just said standard rules, which would mean not using the conviction bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're not using gritty damage, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're back. We had a question about conviction.
Oh,
Courtney, what's the damage on the pistol you're lending me?
What is it? A
2D.
D6 plus 1?
Yeah. If you want, Michael, you can take my. I had an extra pistol that was given to me.
Oh, okay.
Whenever we were going through the rooms and stuff, I just
Got it.
take it. I was gonna say it was in my box of guns and stuff.
All right. What pistol is that? What
It's
is?
the same thing. It's a Browning high power, 1935, and it's a 2d6 plus 1 damage.
Hold on. Browning what?
High power.
1935.
1935.
All right, 2d6. Is it strength? Agility?
No, it's just 2d6. Most guns don't have stats to them like that.
All right, got it. All right, so 2d6 plus 1.
Yeah.
All right. Bonus damage die, is it d6?
Yeah, I think all the bonus damage dies are d6.
Okay.
Is there a stat to set for that?
I just look.
A stat for what?
To set what the bonus damage die is for these guns.
Is there a spot on the sheet?
Oh yeah, there is. There's on the sheet. Yeah, there's a spot for bonus damage die. That's interesting. Yeah, most things it's a d6 in this game.
Yeah, it should be. Unless I think there's some edges that change that.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know the armor piercing, rate of fire, range, or anything like that. No.
I'll take care of that.
Yeah, we'll get to that when it becomes a challenge.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of armor being worn in 1937 unless it's a frickin' tank, in which case the pistol's not going to work anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking that conviction is not going to be. Oh, here we go.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah. So I don't know if I mentioned it before. So the setting rules, the special rules, we don't have conviction. So you're right, Sean. It would refresh your bennies.
Okay.
He was asking a question about the card he has. So one of the special rules we do have for the setting is called Unarmored Hero. And pulp action tales often feature heroes with little or no armor defeating the more heavily armored adversaries. In these settings, if a wild card chooses not to wear any armor, and you don't carry a shield, you add +2 bonus to your soak rolls. So that's one to help me remember down the road when you make a soak roll, you guys get a +2.
Oh.
Because you are unarmored heroes. So when you walked into this main meeting room, there were 3 Italians in the back of the room in uniform. And their uniforms mostly look like this guy's. Instead of the steel helmet, though, they have caps.
Okay.
And you see locals. You see another guy that looks like. You see another guy that's dressed very much like Fernando here. But he looks American or European, or he doesn't look Brazilian, right? Whatever that is, right? Even though his clothes match, but he's suntanned, he's whatever he is, it looks like he's been here a while. Is another gentleman there. So Fernando comes up, sits down, and he asked you what you want as he's exhaling cigar smoke, and you were about to say, Michael?
I was about to say that we are friends of Albert, colleagues, and we're actually looking to join him in exploration, in working on discovering more about the what's that? The Kwahiva tribe that's out in the jungle.
Ah, the ghosts.
The ghosts.
You wish to find the ghost tribe.
I do. And Albert, our friend and colleague.
Well, we saw Albert. I think he was here, but I was not in the village. I heard he was here. I will ask around and see if I can find out. But meantime, he says, Albert paid me for my my services.
Absolutely. We will too. What's your rate? He wasn't clear to us what that was.
Oh, he was very generous. He says mini reals.
Mini reals. All right, I'm aware of the conversion rate.
Let's see. Well, I don't know what it was in 1937, but right now it's $1 is 5 Brazilian reals. And so we'll say it's the same just for...
Yeah, I gotcha. Is...
Here you go, many reals. Proceeds to hand him $5 in American
yeah, I'm like,
dollars.
yeah, I don't know. He's not wearing anything flashy though, right?
He is not. He is dressed exactly like you see in the picture.
Yeah. Did we have money exchanges between Luis, our captain, and Andre's doing it because he's our guide from the...
He was paid at the beginning by the local society people to get you here.
Yeah, but I don't know what that would be.
So, I don't remember you guys ever getting any local money.
Mm-mm.
So, let me see something here.
Well, I'll tell him that, you know, we work for the same people that Albert works with. So from getting us to there and back again in the fine manner that we've arrived, as I'm sure you're skilled at doing, we will honor those rates.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or sometime between starting tomorrow, between then and next time we play, you need to add some languages to Zorola's help her add some languages.
Okay.
So,
What language creatures again?
3, I think.
But English counts as 1.
Yeah. English we know by default. It's 3
Yeah.
additional.
yeah. Well, it's half her smarts die.
Oh, it is? Okay. What's your smarts?
I know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's 6, so it'd be 3. And she's going to know them all at D6. But don't work on it tonight.
Okay.
Worry about it some other time. I was just looking at everybody's character sheet, and I noticed that wasn't on there. So you don't have Portuguese, do you? I looked at yours, and you had languages. Spanish,
No.
French, German. Okay. And all right, nobody has Portuguese. Andre says, he says, I have a fund from the, he tells you guys, I have a fund. He says, I can take care of this.
Perfect.
And so Fernando says, maybe I take you tomorrow morning. It's already noon.
We've been trying to catch up, haven't we?
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Eileen to Andre, you got enough to get us started today?
Why don't you go ahead? Why doesn't someone,
All right, let's do this.
maybe someone attractive, maybe try to make a persuasion
I look over
roll.
at Zola. Yeah, Zorola.
Jack Douglas pushes the persuasion.
Oh mon dieu, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Okay, no, we're doing that. How do I do a bending from this?
Did you miss it? Oh yeah.
Did I click this?
This one I think is yours.
She should have 5. You click right where on the 5.
What's going on with this?
I don't know. My screen's weird.
Huh.
Oh, the 4 is mine, not the 5.
The 4 is yours?
I don't know.
The 5 is yours.
Okay. The 5 is mine. Drag it.
There you go.
Now I click it again.
Yeah.
Well, not too shabby.
Okay.
And if she's trying to, what is it? What is your perk? The move the room?
They're trying to get him to leave.
Yeah, her
now.
work the room.
Somebody else.
Yeah, requires her to get the she does that bonus to somebody else. So someone else would have to make the persuasion roll.
Yeah, no.
And then she would add onto it.
I would
Okay.
D8 and I got a 4.
Well, it's 1 to 8. So
Yeah.
that's a middle of the road.
Should I do it again?
Or somebody else can roll, and then you can try to modify their roll with the work the room. There are options. But he's still listening.
We haven't insulted him yet, so we better keep trying.
She adds a +1 to her persuasion rolls if the target is attracted to her gender.
Yeah, so that would make it a 5.
Yeah, I'm just reading things.
My edgy.
I could try and roll it, but I also have a D4, so like I have a chance of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine's no better. Mine's a D4 also.
You know, statistically with the D4, you're more likely to roll a exploding dice.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
YOLO.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So what's my work with the room edge?
So now that makes it a 12.
How's it a 12?
Because the work the room would combine her persuasion roll with mine.
Is that what it does? I haven't found it yet.
Once per turn, you can use work the room.
What page?
I guess when we put this in here, we didn't put a page.
Oh,
I usually put a page that we can cite it.
Oh.
I copy and paste things into the.
It's okay. We'll find it. I heard
But
it.
if you read her work the room thing on her page, I copied and pasted it from the PDF.
Okay. I believe you. Oh, I wonder if it's in the other book.
Heroes' words don't just inspire those they're directed at, they often inspire others as well. Once per turn, you can use Work the Room to roll an additional skill die when supporting the persuasion or performance. The additional die supports any other ally who can see or hear your hero and applies to their next action wherever it may be. It doesn't say. So we do
You would roll your persuasion die, and then it would be
So we have
added.
to
I
roll
would
it again
think.
after you, or do we just add the one I rolled?
That's up to John. I did say you roll it, and then it supports the next person's action. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll clarify that. So we'll go with that. So you've got a, we'll call that a 12.
okay.
We'll call that a 12 because of +1 for being attractive. And then the 4, well, the +1 to the 4 and 5 + 7, we'll make that a 12. So he smiles at you and grins, and cigar smoke leaks out through his teeth as he grins at you. And he says, certainly. He says, an hour?
Sounds good.
Okay. He says, we will be walking. He says, so only bring what you can carry.
Sounds good.
This guy's name.
What is this guy's name?
Fernando.
Fernando.
All right, gun, machete, sap, doctor's kit, food, water. Change his socks.
He says, you're going to be sleeping in the jungle tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Is he Brazilian?
He is Brazilian. This is a picture from a webpage of a Brazilian from 1937.
That's so funny. My aunt is from Brazil and her name is Fernanda. That's funny.
Now, I don't know the name of the guy in the picture.
Yeah.
No, but that is a male name because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
O at the end.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
But
I was just saying.
that is funny. Yeah. I have a friend that says Brazilian sounds like Frenchified Spanish.
Honestly, it does. I love hearing her speak. It's awesome. I only know like a couple of things just from hearing her talk to her kids all the time.
All right. So,
we can only take what we can carry. What are you taking?
and you're going to spend the night in the jungle.
Huh?
I'm taking my weapons.
Okay. I'm assuming you're not going out in an evening dress.
No,
So
I'm
you're-
wearing my combat clothes,
Yeah.
some pants, boots, and
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bring some
safari
extra.
clothes, probably, right?
Bring some extra.
and some maps stuffed into my pockets.
Yeah. I'll be wearing like my safari clothes, and I'll bring my pistol and my rifle and my sword,
Okay.
everything that I usually carry.
Makes sense.
They're so cute.
The dogs. Dogs
Okay. All right. Well, an hour later, he meets you back near the communal hut thing and asks if you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody make a notice roll, by the way.
I'm keeping an eye on those other people. period. Anyone. That was my whole goal, of watching out for the extras. Notice. All right, come on.
If you want to.
Yeah, there you go.
7.
Yeah, you notice that the it's Michael notices that the Italians have their eyes glued on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the other gentleman I mentioned, who is not with the Italian, who's American European, um, um,
Ish.
ish, yeah, he's looking at you guys too, with kind of local clothing though. All right, so Fernando meets you and is ready to lead you into the jungle. And he takes the front with a machete, and you guys following him on?
Absolutely. Once we get probably just inside the forest, probably just out of sight, say, hey, Fernando, the other gentlemen that were in the ring, is the one guy dressed kind of local, one of your other guides here?
No. No. He says, I don't know much about him. He's been here a while.
Okay. Let's keep it. Thank you very much. Let's do it.
All right. As you enter the jungle, it's you feel like you're going through a tunnel of vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
And the sounds just, it was so loud on the river, but you realize that now in the jungle, the sounds are even just more intense. And you can smell the vegetation, and there's all these exotic smells that you're smelling, and everything is kind of damp, so there's that damp, moist kind of smell, and and it is hot. You don't have the sun on you, but there's still the humidity. And now that you're in the jungle, there wasn't much of a breeze before, but you realize that there was a breeze before because now you're in there. There's no air circulating, which means that now the humidity is just like this oppressive shield around your body.
Okay.
And as he moves you through the jungle. And so you guys go on for a couple hours, and you've heard frogs and birds, all kinds of different birds. You've seen some very brightly colored different kind of birds. You've gone past some monkeys. You name it, you've seen it. You haven't seen any big cats. But and Fernando does tell you, he says, be careful. He says, you follow me. I take you the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes you eventually to an area, and you've now gone like 3-4 hours, and it's like a small little opening in the jungle, and you can see there's a circle of rocks, and apparently there's been campfires here, and he says, we stay here tonight.
Good.
And so he says, you stay here, and he disappears into the jungle. And what are you guys doing while he leaves?
The fuck? Oh, sorry.
I'm out. Peace. No, he doesn't do that.
Did this guy have a Sea Explorers like pin or
say
anything?
Again?
How did we know this was our contact?
Andre asked around to speak to Fernando. You know it was Fernando because that name was mentioned in the doctor's journal.
Okay.
Talking to him, he knew him.
And the conversation we just had in the gathering room, he said the doctor paid him.
Yep. I guess we could actually, I guess get the fire materials ready.
Okay.
check the perimeter.
With tents or anything that we need to set up?
Well, when you guys were listing off everything you brought, I did at one point say, "Are you bringing? You're going to spend the night. You're going to spend the night," and all of you said, "I'm bringing guns."
Who needs tents when you have guns?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a Katniss Everdeen and climb up a tree and just sleep in a tree.
Yeah, I heard. I repeatedly on purpose kept repeating, "You're going to spend the night." I say we'll have to replay, but I think I said it at least 3 times. Yeah, you guys didn't bring bedrolls or tents or.
I never heard that.
Well, what else is new?
No.
So, but you've got lots of guns.
So we're covered on that front.
The big leaves.
Yeah, just plops his
lean
guns
to.
on the ground, just nestles into the dirt.
You can all make survival rolls to see if you can get comfortable. So go ahead. Oh,
I only have a D4 for survival? Oh, I am not comfortable at all.
wow.
I am very uncomfortable. Jack, in his middle age, finds a new pain in his back that wasn't there before.
Yeah, he does.
I don't have survival.
That's not a free skill?
Is a
No.
major fail like that? Like something bad happens?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
So unskilled is literally D4 minus 2.
Yeah, just roll a d4.
Also. You can't re-roll that? Do you have any more bennies?
No, you can't re-roll a critical failure.
Oh, shiznit. Oh, that's bad. Jack Douglas broke something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Michael's roll here. There we go. What's the plus one? Oh, that's your
A raise.
Okay. Yeah, raise. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Michael gets himself comfortable and you're just comfortable. There's nothing special. It's gonna make do. You'll be fine for the night. Zarola over there with a raise, she goes gets a bunch like you were talking about there, Michael. She goes and gets some big leaves and she's
Of course.
it reminds me of survival school. You can she goes and matter of fact, let me throw some survival school stuff in here. So she goes and she's cutting branches. You guys are watching her like, what is she doing? And
I'm not helping any of y'all.
she puts down some debris from the jungle floor that's kind of soft, and then she takes a branch, right, and the branch actually, she has all these new green branches she shoves into the ground, and it takes her like 30 minutes to do, but at the end of it, and by the way, this is something I did in survival school, she winds up with something that is similar to like a spring bed, and she's like joop 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 joop, yeah, so you are very comfortable the evening.
Here's a roll with your fishing, your hunting, your ability to shoot, your ability to make stuff out here in the woods. You sure make a guy feel inadequate.
So
I want to fend off the.
yeah, but you can lead men into battle there, Captain. So. Okay, so you're going to make me look up the page number. And then we get to the 95.
That's hilarious.
Then we get to the captain.
Technically, was broke something. Let's see if we come.
What did you say, John?
I said, then we get to the captain.
Yeah. Nice.
And so what happens is you don't realize it, but you made your bed on a fire ant hill.
Oh, great.
Oh God.
And you wake up in the middle. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Fernando comes back about halfway through Zerola making her bed, and he's got an armful of firewood and stuff, and he starts making a fire. And middle of the night, you wake up and you're smashing your legs, and oh my God, oh my God, oh God, something's biting you. And Fernando comes over and he helps you clean all the ants off, and you find a new place to sleep. And so for the next 24 hours, you're going to have a -1 to your pace and a -1 to your dice rolls
Ooh.
from all the fire ant bites.
Ooh. Okay.
So you did not make a bed very well.
I make a note of that.
Yeah. For next.
So
I have no.
you survive the giant crocodile, but you don't survive the sleeping in the jungle.
Hilarious.
Right.
So you know, come the next day, every time you hear some kind of new sound, your brain for half a minute says, "It's killer ants. They're out to get me." But you itch something fierce.
Sounds about right.
And so you guys travel 3/4 of the day, and you get to another area. And by the way, you've no clue, right? It looks like you're going through a tunnel of forest or a tunnel of jungle. And how he's navigating, you couldn't even begin to fathom. But he leads you to another one of those area openings, and the first thing you notice is that there are 5 dead bodies.
Oh, okay. Draw the pistol, machete, start looking around.
How dead?
I'll look and
Couple
see.
days dead.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you can make a roll if you want to know exactly how long, Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Science.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not having Mark with the weird science bit.
Yeah, it's funny a couple times, and then
What?
Something happened.
yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem to roll. Do it again.
Gotcha.
I don't know why that didn't work. Had a glitch. There we go.
What the hell?
You can Benny it if you want.
Yeah. Since they're dead. The hell? Well, there's a wild die.
Yeah, so that's a success. So, yeah, you can tell they've been dead 2.5 days.
Are they dressed
a day and
in
a
our-
half. A day and a
a day
half.
and a
I'm
half,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, a day and a half.
They dressed in Nazi gear,
They
Italian gear.
are indigenous-looking people. They are mostly naked. They're all male. They have feathers on them, and they have why is this a family show? So they have a leaf covering their genitalia.
Sure.
And
Not a loincloth, a leaf. A leaf cloth.
Yes.
so
A loin leaf.
so why don't you guys make
A notice roll.
a notice roll?
Oh,
Jesus.
yo!
What the heck?
Yo!
You're gonna have to
So
roll for me from now on.
yeah, Zerola, you can tell that there are people in the woods that are watching you.
There are people in the woods that are watching us.
And your guess is that they are indigenous.
All right. I don't speak Portuguese. I don't have anything in my notes about the people other than the
You
people.
speak Portuguese?
No. I do not. I'm on the wrong continent.
Okay, fair enough. So you can tell they're about 2 foot into the woods, but you don't have a really good.
English is my favorite.
Is it in your notes?
No.
You can tell from the way everybody is acting that nobody
I
else
put
has seen them.
French, Swahili, and German.
Okay.
That was going to be in Africa.
Okay. So Courtney knows French, Swahili, and German.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I will might be in Africa one of these days.
I'll kind of
yeah,
tap
in Africa.
out Andre. See Andre, there are people in the woods.
How do you know?
Did I roll a 5? Was that not high enough?
You rolled a 5 and it's not high enough.
Oh, okay.
The only person that knows they're there is Zerola.
Oh, I thought she said out loud there are people watching us.
She did.
She did, but you don't know where.
Okay.
But Andre heard her say it.
All right. But they don't see anybody. I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Fernando says where? He asked you where.
Zerola, do you want to point out where these people are?
If I notice that, yes.
Yes, she wants to point out where they are.
Okay, she points and Fernando says put your weapons away. Don't look. Put all your weapons away.
All right.
Jack reluctantly puts his weapon away.
And what's Zerola do?
Do you put your weapon away, hon?
If I have to, yeah.
Well, you don't have to, but it's at Andre's recommendation. Or Fernando's. Yeah, she puts her weapon away.
Okay. And Fernando starts talking some language that you guys don't recognize. And some people come out of the woods.
Mm.
And they look exactly like the bodies here.
Huh. I'll say the tribe name. Looking at Fernando.
He nods yes, but he doesn't look at you when he nods. But he says yes.
All right.
The ghosts.
I whisper to Michael, do you know what killed these bodies?
Yeah, very obvious, Michael, is bullets.
Okay.
So they come out.
Likely the Germans made it here first.
Darn Nazis.
Dead bodies in the ground, bullet wounds. These are the guys you saw in the trees. Fernando talked to them and they came out. So
they do have their bows up like this, but you can see it's not right. It's at the ready, but it's not drawn.
Yeah.
So Fernando says, "Okay, well, you're here." He says, "You know what did you want?"
I'll ask him. Tell him we'll ask him to say we're looking for our friend. I tell him that we are friends and we're looking for our friend, the old man, and I'll describe him.
Yeah. He says they call him the doctor. And they said, yes, he was here with some evil men.
Well, we're here to help him, help you against the evil men.
And Fernando is translating for you.
Yeah. Okay.
And they say they thank you, and they said they wanted to know. And Fernando says, I don't know how to translate that. He says some kind of flower, something about a flower.
I tell him that flower is good medicine.
He says, yes, we know this flower. We showed it to the doctor. We gave him some.
Do we not know about it?
We know the flower exists.
Right. Oh,
What it does.
No, we don't.
is the doctor here looking for more?
Yes. They
Mm.
wanted to know where we got the flower. We weren't going to tell them.
Well, we're just looking for our
And that's
doctor friend.
That's when they shot our friends.
Not good. Well, we're here to get our friend back and stop the evil men.
They went to the mountains. We trade with the mountain tribes. They're very far away. Very far away. But we trade. And they bring us this sacred flower.
Hmm.
What does the flower do?
Fernando says, this is very difficult to translate. Something about health.
Yeah. The flower seems to be very good at healing.
He says,
okay. Mountains are far away. We need to get to the mountains. Fernando, are you familiar with where these mountains are they're talking about?
He says, there aren't mountains in Brazil. The only mountains are to the east in Peru and Bolivia.
I asked them, are the mountains man-made?
Fernando kind of looks at you and he tries to translate that. And you can see that the guys with the bows, the Kawahiva, they kind of get this look on their face. And they say, the answer is, how can man make a mountain?
Hmm. I'm thinking like the pyramids of Egypt type thing. Well, I asked them, can you lead us to your mountain traders?
He says, his answer is, in 40 days we can. We must mourn. After 40, we can't do anything. We have to take care of their spirits. So we cannot go anywhere for 40 days.
Fernando, do you think you could get directions? I think we're going to need to wait. 40 days is a long time.
Yeah, Fernando, he tries, and they, he said no. He says, you see the ghost people when they want you to see them, and
right.
He says there's no convincing them.
No, yeah, I know they're not going to leave. So I guess it's 40 days. Holy moly.
What directions did you give bad men. Could we follow those directions?
The Fernando says apparently they're done talking, and you can see they walk over and they start picking up their friends, and
Okay.
they're moving back through the jungle. And right as he's taking the last guy is walking, he looks back at and says something to Fernando, and Fernando shrugs and he says, "To the east where the sun sets over the mountains." That's all I know. He says, "We'll stay here tonight and we'll return in the morning."
All right.
So I'll assume you guys figured out how to make beds and won't make you roll.
Hmm.
And you guys wake up in the morning. Um, um, and in the morning, you guys wake up, and there is food left there. And um, there is next to you, Captain Jack, there's a leaf tied up. You're the only one that has it. And Fernando sees you notice it, and Fernando says, he said to tell you that he saw you scratching, and he left that for you.
I open it.
It's this stinky, gooey stuff in a leaf.
I look at it and I kind of disgustedly smell it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
awful.
I'm still pretty itchy, so I just grunt and bear it and just pull up my legs, just smear it on my legs.
Just smear it all over.
Yeah.
Not even going to try a spot. All right, here we go. So
I'm going to watch.
yeah, it feels better immediately.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's the first time it's like, wait a minute, wait, oh my God, I don't itch. Yeah. You've got like that, kind of gooey, tacky, like if you lotioned up your legs and pulled jeans on,
Yeah.
right? So you have that feeling, but the itching is gone.
Sweet relief.
And you use up about half of it.
Okay.
So your penalty is now gone, sir.
Good. I'll take that leaf and wrap it up and just keep it with me just in case.
You find more ants.
Yeah,
Yes.
run into some more fire ants.
All right. So unless there's something you guys want to do, next evening you guys get back. Well, noon, 3/4. Towards the end of the day, you guys get back towards the camp.
Okay.
And Andre leads you to the main building, and they bring you some fish and some rice. And one of the men comes over, and Andre translates for you. And when you get back to the village, Fernando's gone. He's like, "Yeah, okay, here you go, bye." And Andre translates for you. The man wants to know what's on your ship on your boat that you brought to trade.
On our boat to trade.
He says people come here for trade.
We have Zorola's prized fish.
No, you ate that.
Oh, okay.
Food.
That was
We have her leather. Do we have some crocodile hide?
If you want to get rid of those boots.
I think they got crocodile hide, caiman hide. There's probably caiman in the river right in front of you guys.
Right.
Of course, hopefully they're not more than 10 feet long.
Yeah.
Andre just says that's what this village is for, so they just assume you've come here for trading. But I can tell him you were here hunting or something. That's why you went in the forest.
That sounds good.
Okay. He tells him, the man goes away. While you're sitting there, the other gentleman comes up and drags a chair over with him and kind of motions with his hand as if, he doesn't say anything, but motions with his hand, "Can I sit down?"
One of them came over.
No, remember the one guy who
yeah,
looked
that
American,
looked,
European, but he was dressed exactly like Fernando?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so he
Give him a
sits
moment.
down. And one more time, can you tell me how you guys are dressed? I heard safari outfits.
Yeah, I'm in comfortable safari outfits like pants, cargo pants with lots of pockets, and comfy boots, and yeah, a regular shirt.
Okay. Captain Jack, any particular details?
I'm not exactly sure what safari outfits would have looked like, but he's I guess somewhere between safari outfit and like the uniform that he would have worn back in World War One.
Yeah.
He did bark. He did bark.
He did bark. I told you.
What do you mean you told me?
I said he probably has to go outside.
Yeah, but you could have gotten up. Why is it me that has to get up?
Probably just peed on the floor.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't, since I don't go on safari and things. I'm sure my shoes would be at least sturdy, maybe boots, jeans, and just comfortable as I could have brought, but rugged, attire, knowing I was going to be in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
A hat.
What are you telling me? You could have gotten up. Why is it on me?
Okay. And that's it? No particular details?
Since we knew we were in, I would have had our sea.
Your little dolphin?
No.
Yeah, our dolphins probably would have been covered because we know we're in a race with others.
Oh, so you're covering your dolphins.
Yeah, so unless someone comes with something interesting that we might need it to maybe sway or be persuasive, it's hidden right now.
Okay, I got you. All right. So the man comes up and he sits down and he says, he in English with an American accent, he says, I heard you speaking English. I haven't heard that in a while, and thought you might not mind me joining you for a conversation.
The conversation will be good and could be helpful.
Yeah. So what brings you guys out this way?
We were looking for a friend, another colleague that loves this area.
Huh. You thought you're just going to bump into him in the middle of the jungle?
Of course not, but we had to start somewhere.
I see.
No.
You see many scientists, others come through, other than military folk?
I've seen some military folk. Are you, you're looking for them too?
We believe that they might have our friend.
Really? I see. Huh. And
How long have you been on this side of the world and in this village?
I've been here for not quite a year now.
what brings you to such a remote location?
Oh, I just needed the peace and quiet, I guess I'll say. So, what's so special about your friend?
Well, he's a scientist that we know,
I see.
and that he's
Who is it that you think has him?
I believe the soldiers are German.
Some Nazis, huh? All
That'd
right.
be more specific.
I see. Huh.
And he likes he studies this area. There's a lot of new things coming out of a lot of places in the world, which continues to grow.
I see.
A lot of it good for humanity.
So, you got anything? I was thinking a nightcap might be nice. You got anything interesting on that boat of yours?
If we bring rum, something to drink. Andre, do we have liquor?
Yeah, we've got some rum.
Come back to our ship. We can have a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So he follows you guys to the ship. And you've got the galley and through the door the Cayman had his foot in. And
Right.
so you guys go in there, and he asks you guys to shut the door. And he says something to Andre, and Andre says, "Oh," shrugs his shoulder and walks out, and sits on the dock. And he says, "All right," he says, "I think I can help you." And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out, and he opens his wallet, and he's got a badge, and he says, where'd I write it down? There we go. He says, "My name is Marcus Willoughby." Let me put that in the chat like I always do. He says, "My name is Marcus Willoughby, and I'm with the FBI."
What is the FBI doing out in a place like this?
"Well, I have reasons." He says, "I have reasons, and but that's neither here nor there. By the way, since I have been telling you guys that I'm trying to be as historically accurate as possible, nothing to do with the campaign, just a note of history. There was a large contingent of FBI who served during World War II in South America, and Brazil being a big part of it. And now, historically, the records say they got there in 1940. So don't leave the game thinking FBI were there in 1937. Apparently, that only happened in our special universe.
Sounds good.
But it fit my plot, so there you go. So anyway, back to our game world. He says, "Yeah." He says, "I'm here. I'm here doing what I'm doing. However, what I can tell you is that I did see who I think is your friend, with some Nazis." And he says, "Now, here's the catch. They're talking a lot on their radios. And myself and someone else I'm able to communicate with, we're able to follow their radio and their radio signals." And he says, he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out this map, and he says, "All right, if you look here on the map,
Mountains to the east.
And he points to an area, and it's way to the east.
Did you put the map up for us to see, or does that not matter?
I don't have that map yet. I'll have it for you next week.
Got it.
And but he shows you that map, and he says they stopped moving at this location, somewhere around that location.
Well, there's confirmation.
He says, but they flew there.
Mm-hmm.
He says, you're not getting there anytime quick. He says, if you're going to get there, you guys are going to need an airplane. And I only know of one around here.
The Italians?
Stealing ourselves a plane.
What brought them here? Did you?
I have nothing to do with that. I think
they're looking for what everyone else is looking for.
It might be.
Honey, is that you? I heard water running, and I was hoping Luna wasn't peeing. Okay.
But
all right.
So 9:17, gentlemen. I think that's where we're going to leave it. I'll have a map for you for in 2 weeks, and you have 2 weeks to think about how to get an airplane. And oh, by the way, you guys are also going to need a pilot.
Yep.
So you got 2 weeks to think about that. But with that, I've really enjoyed it. Let me do the outro here. So that ready? So this button. All right, so that's where we're going to end today's session. Thank you everybody for joining us. As always, if you'd like to support us on Twitch, be sure to click the follow button. Or if you're able to, click that subscribe button to become one of our rock stars. On YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified whenever you upload content, which is almost every day of the week, Monday through Friday. And last but not least, head over to our Patreon page where you can get your name on every show we do as a producer for as little as $1 a month, just like these folks scrolling across the screen right now. Thank you for watching, everybody.